Am I rolling? Okay. So, let me just start off by saying this is not what I want to be doing today. Like, I want to be able to just play Minecraft, but I don't think that's possible right now. At least at the moment. So, TLDR, I live in a sort of group home, independent living, with several roommates, and the house isn't even all that well designed. Now, note, um, the two previous houses that I lived in, one I lived in the garage, which was pretty well insulated, sound wise and temperature wise. When I, to my own detriment, when I found out that outside was actually several degrees cooler than inside, and I was literally getting cooked alive. Stepping inside felt like I was coming out into a literal winter day. It was that different. But anyway, I had that one, and then I had a room that was literally on the other side of the house from every other bedroom on my old childhood home. And, like, that's what I've grown up with. And volume never really was an issue. Uh, like, I didn't really have to be worried about checking, okay, am I too loud? Am I too quiet? Am I being obnoxious? Am I not being obnoxious? I just don't really know anymore. And I I hope I can get back to the regular content that I do. And I hope that I can be as boisterous as I usually am anyway. But more and more, it's like that which used to be a boon is kind of just undesirable, really. That being able to be heard is not a good thing anymore. That having people notice you for who you, that because you can make yourself heard, that's an issue. So, anyway, my roommate, I'm not gonna say their name, but they were complaining about like how I was too loud and just yada yada yada. That last night during one of the streams, I don't know if it got caught on video or audio or whatnot, but they started banging on my floor, their ceiling, with what I can only assume is some sort of broom handle or something, and saying something about Bell and go to bed at one point, repeatedly. It took me until just a couple minutes ago to realize that he was talking about Tinkerbell. You know, the fairy from Peter Pan. Ironically, although he meant it as an insult because of the overly like baby feminized girly version, um, he completely forgot about the side that the original Tinkerbell had. The side that was so jealous that Wendy seemed to be taking Peter Pan away, that she basically tried to unalive Wendy using one of the Lost Boys as the vector, really. Uh, if you read the original Peter Pan, you can see like when this happens and how it happens. But he's like, Tinkerbell, go to bed, and like today, like I managed to avoid him for the most part. But as I'm coming home, after I came home from work, like I have food in my backpack because I just went on a short little shopping thing to just grab a few things that I'd be eating over the next couple of days. And he comes out of his room and starts acting really belligerent, And I'm like, dude, I have perishable food that's still at the store because I work there, so I'm allowed to like use the break room and whatnot. So I like had food in the break room that potentially was gonna spoil if it took too long, and I was like, bye. Uh, he was being very belligerent, very hostile, openly so. And I mean, I even gave him a good suggestion. Like, if you're upset about how loud I am, like, especially at night or if I'm just walking around, like, a white fan, like, sorry, a white noise fan or something like that, doesn't even need to be like a fan that just blows air around like the big cargo fans that you see. It could just be a little guy. It could literally just be a speaker that just plays white noise on repeat or something. Like, it doesn't need to be a lot, but it can just be something that your brain can then focus on instead of the footsteps. I mean, it, it's a fundamental trick of, get this, pickpocketing, that you distract them from what you don't want them to realize, that in pickpocketing, that yeah, you're stealing their goods, and you make them focus on what you want them to focus on, that you just brushed against them. And the human brain is pretty good at doing this. It'll see what it wants to see and ignore what it doesn't want to see. I even noticed this when I was getting a shot to numb my jaw over a year ago, when, get this, my best friend accidentally made one of my front teeth get shoved 3 millimeters back in. That's a whole story. I might get into it in one of these videos. Not gonna lie, like this kind of chill stuff where I just talk, even though nobody's watching, nobody's chatting, nobody's seeing this at all. But like this is kind of chill. Not gonna lie, but like I guess I can't be boisterous at all. I can't be me. But anyway, like back to the silly story that like my best friend accidentally made one of my teeth go in, so the orthodontist took a took the retainer, and after putting a numbing agent in, which was what I had commented on, he shoved it back in, and even with the numbing agent it hurt like hell. But basically, what I had commented on is that they put a cotton ball in that I was supposed to like chew down on or something, and I jokingly remarked that it was a lot like pickpocketing because it was providing a stimulus, the cotton, to distract from the payload or whatever it's called, the needle, so that my brain wouldn't freak out. So it was like cotton, 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 needle, whatever, cotton, 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 and it worked. So I'm basically like suggesting this, which I'm pretty sure is psychologically sound, and he's like, I don't care, basically, ignoring any obscenities that may have come out. But then today, like when I came home with the second batch of goods, which did include like refrigerated stuff, he stopped me and he's like being extremely belligerent and like, I gave you a solution. Like, I was like, dude, if you don't like it, a potential solution is to like do this, and he's like, no, I gave you a specific solution. Um, Shut up. Again, omitting expletives or expletives. I forget which one it is. But basically, he was saying, "Screw you. Um, I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do, and you need to bow down to me." And I was in a VC with some friends just about an hour ago ish by now, and all of a sudden I hear three loud knocks. Now I get up and I'm like, oh. I managed to not mute the microphone, and so my friends hear the altercation, and they hear that I'm being calm while he's being obscene, and like my friends encouraged me to call one of the hotlines that I have for this group home. And so I talked with the person who's been currently like a DSP for me, and she's explaining that yeah, he was calling about like complaining about me, and yeah, tomorrow especially we're just gonna be fixing it. Turns out that yeah, apparently I have been too loud, I'm hoping that I'm not too loud right now, at least for the person whose opinion matters. The other roommate who's actually chill and kind of a cool guy. But, I mean, I just don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore. Like, what do I do when the one thing that really makes me me, the one thing that really makes me stand out, is the one thing that everyone hates? What do you do when your identity is what's being called into question? So tomorrow we're gonna be we're gonna be filing a complaint because I have PTSD from the way I grew up. As much as my parents definitely don't want me saying this, I'm gonna do so anyway because screw them, I'm not under their household. But they were actually kind of abusive. Like, unfortunately, it was the kind that got completely unnoticed by literally everyone except me, because apparently it was only on me. Although my brother, biological brother even, because we're all adopted, uh, like even he's dealing with this, and it's really a toxic place. But one of the things is they didn't respect boundaries, and I kid you not, like I would be talking, I would be gaming in my bedroom, doors closed, multiple doors closed, and my parents would come all the way from the other side of the house and say that I'm too loud. And I even measured it. And like I had a radio on, that just a radio on, and I opened all the doors, being as generous as I possibly can. And at the other end of the house, around their bedroom, I couldn't hear it. And accounting for all the doors closed, yeah, you could potentially hear it in the dining room because the house is old and doesn't really have all that great sound insulation. But it wasn't like booming through the house or anything. And admittedly, this bedroom that I'm in does have some major downsides, like a very solid floor. It doesn't have any sound cushion. Uh, Very thin walls, and just a lot of other stuff that just doesn't really help. So, oh wow, my VTuber model leans so far back. But yeah. So let me just stand up straight and everything. You're probably not gonna really hear a lot of the boisterous content that some of you may have recognized me for, or just like while we're getting all this fixed up, what like I'm probably just gonna be really quiet. I might not stream as much. That or I'm gonna stream elsewhere. I don't really know, because it used to be like you had an outside voice, but even outside you're not allowed to speak. You have an outside. You're just not allowed to be loud. And some people, I know it's a shock, but some people are just naturally born loud, and it's kind of an insult, and it's kind of an unreasonable expectation to say, oh, you can just change that with practice. Like, I don't know if you believe in a god or anything, but some people just have abilities. Other people don't. And sometimes those abilities are actually pretty decent. I should probably wrap this up before the guy gets absolutely mad at me again for absolutely no reason. But yeah, I'm kind of holed up in my room. Doors are locked. I'm honestly kind of scared because I don't know how far he's going to try to take this. And honestly, I see him as pretty petty. Uh, and so, like, the knowledge that literally my one mode of transportation is right outside his door by necessity, it's kind of scary because, like, my bike is the only way I can get anywhere with any reasonable time. And it's just like, sure, it's like 11:23 for me at the moment, but even when it's not, like, even when it's like just daytime, like, I'll still have them just mad at me for just being loud, and I'm like, you're kidding me. You said, do I make noise when you're trying to sleep? And I'm like, dude, even if you did, I at least have a skin. It used to be a really thin skin. I used to be very offendable, but I started learning how not to be easily up and at arms. But this, like, when I have when I have a panic attack setting in, just because this is a situation that's kind of out of my control, I don't, uh, like, I don't want to call in late to my boss's office because my roommate destroyed my bike because he was so petty. And I mean, this is a 1969 Schwinn. Like, this is a good bike. And someone actually was really kind enough to, like, pay for the full repair after I crashed it. Um, no, I crashed it because of wind, because yes, apparently at that time I was so light I could literally get blown over by a gust of wind. Yay me. But, like, I shouldn't have to fear for my stuff just because someone else is mad at me. Like, it's one of the reasons why I hated living at my parents', is because, like, they would go after what I owned and destroy it. It would always be something petty, but it would mean it would always be that I could never get it back. And I was just like, do I really have to live with this? Is this really how I have to live now? In constant fear that I'm gonna suddenly just, you know, make someone mad? In this world, we have so many polarizations. So many people are just angry. I don't want to be the cause of that. But it looks like I already am. And so, in a nutshell, the reason I'm not streaming is because I don't feel safe streaming at this point. I mean, technically I'm streaming right now, but, I mean, nobody's even watching this, so it's probably just going to be like a short video or even a long video. I don't even know how long this has taken. Again, you can probably tell that I tend to go for long stuff. But, like, should I really just have to be scared in my own home? Do I really have to be concerned about what I own just because someone's mad at me? Just because I... Sorry. Uh, there. But just because I ruffle some feathers shouldn't mean that I lose something crucial to my existence, really. And having that fear, having the fear that I'm not even safe in my own home, that's not good. So anyway, I should probably wrap this up by now. And basically say, this is the stream you're gonna get for tonight. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but this is kind of scary. We're gonna have to file a report. Uh, if this escalates, we're gonna have to get the landlord involved. I just really don't want to be a problem, but I guess some people just want to cause problems. They don't really need permission to find a problem. They just make it. And if they make it, then great. They have something to be mad about. But anyway, I don't even know how long I've been going. Actually, let me check. Um, okay, it's only been about 20 minutes. But yeah, um, basically, like, I'm honestly just kind of done being scared of everyone. And it's just, I feel so threatened for no reason, just because someone's just mad at me. So, I'm basically just gonna like, I'm basically just gonna stop here right now and say that, yeah, that this is about it. And if you'll excuse me, I'll go try to see if there's something I can do that won't absolutely make him rage. But anyway, like, I don't know if this one concurrent viewer is just me checking to see how long I was streaming for or not. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna stop streaming now. And I'm so sorry I wasn't able to provide any fun Minecraft content for you today. Well, I did earlier today, but other than that. Anyway, bye!